Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Hey, it's good to be back with you. Hey, we are traffic jamming right here on the Jesse T Show today. We are out and about in the City of Angels in Los Angeles, California here, and I'm driving the Gray Ghost. And the reason why we're traffic jamming, because the traffic was so jamming out here that I couldn't get from point A to point B in time. So I am en route or en route. You say tomato, I say tomato. You say neither, I say, no, you say either, I say either. You say, what is the other one? You say, there's a couple other ones that go like that. It's a great old song from the 1950s. I think Frank Sinatra and Doris Day did that song. Anyhow, we are also Instagramming live, facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. Nevertheless, I'm out here trying to get to the station, and I got stuck in some traffic, so I'm kind of weaving my way around. I am better than GPS. You know, I keep telling these guys who are Uber drivers and Lyft drivers that I am better than your GPS system. Yeah, especially around in Southern California. Man, I know every side street, every little back alley, every gas station I can cut across or go around, every drive-through I can drive through and wave at the servers in there as I drive through to take a shortcut. I know how to get into the diamond lane when I'm only driving by myself. Ooh, yes, I have a fancy Dan trick there. I'm not going to talk to you about it, but I will show you. It's like... Now, what would I be doing with that? If you could figure that one out, you let me know. To get into the fancy Dan, you know, where you're supposed to have more than two people in the diamond lane here in Southern California, you're supposed to have more than two people or you can't drive in this diamond lane. And it's really frustrating because there's no one in the diamond lane. Everybody's in the other four lanes, packed up and racked up and getting frustrated and stressed. That diamond lane, you know, is as far as you can see, it's clear sailing. So I have a very unique technique that gets me in that diamond lane and fools the CHP. Now, I'm not going to tell you what that does, but you can figure it out. If you can figure that out, you let me know. It's good to have you along with us. Yeah, we had a great show yesterday. If you missed it, shame on you. You always got to tune into the Jesse T Show here from 5 to 6, Monday through Friday. You missed a great show last Wednesday, which was yesterday. You missed a terrific show on Wednesday, and that was a new segment that we call Roundup Wound Up. Roundup Wound Up. Yeah, we round up the celebrities and the stars and the VIPs, and we wind them up and let them go. We talk about all the issues of the day. You know, the president does the State of the Union address, and Mayor Confetti Garcetti, because he's got nothing in his head but candy and paper, he does the State of the City address. Well, we do the State of the Day address on Roundup Wound Up. A great show yesterday. We talked about everything, human trafficking. We talked about the cannabis business coming here in 2018. We talked about immigration. We talked about military. We talked about all kinds of great topics. Trump. We talked about the wall. We talked about how the world has changed. TLC was on the show with us. Tracy Lynn Coleman stepped in after her show, and she was just terrific. Also, Dan the Man, the Road Dog King, was there with us, giving us his interpretation and his humor side. And also, David Shark Freilich, 10 years almost on Days of Our Lives. The Young and Restless. And he was there in the 90s, and great actor, stuntman, been around forever, done a lot of stuff, huge IMDb, lots of movies he's been in. And so he was there expounding his beliefs. And yours truly, the host that loves you the most, Jesse Terrero, the Brown Beauty on duty, Jesse T, on the air and everywhere, from the community to the world, the master of ceremonies, setting up the topics and letting it go. Sort of a round-up, wound-up session sitting in the bleachers of Dodger Stadium after one too many Budweisers, but I don't drink, so Sprite soda for me. But it was a great segment. We invite you to check it out next Wednesday as we put another cool panel together, and we will get a little bit rowdy, baby. That's right. A little bit rowdy, wild, and fun, and we want you to be a part of it. If you didn't see the show, go back to facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, and it's right there. Also on YouTube Live, The Power of Voices. And I got to say hi to our folks at The Power of Voices tuning in right now at www.thepowerofvoices.com, as I'm traffic jamming right here, just a few blocks away from the studios and the station here, and we'll be kind of busting in there live and straight up. And so we got Instagram going here. Yeah, people ask me, do you always have to wear glasses? No, I don't always have to wear glasses. In fact, I was looking at old-time pictures of me. I never had pictures of glasses on, but it seems like all the pictures lately in the last 5 or 6, 7 years have been, I always got glasses on. So I'm going to start taking pictures and start doing the show without glasses. That's what I'm going to start doing. Yep. The problem is I can't see anything. I don't have to wear glasses. If I want to see something, I got to wear glasses. But if I want to see anything small, I have to wear glasses. And yeah, that's what she said. Put your glasses on, Jesse. Right. So, but I got these prescription glasses that I'm having made, and they're supposed to be like trilateral glasses. I feel like the Trilateral Commission here. They're supposed to work for a regular seeing, reading, and computer, working on a computer, because apparently you're about 10 inches away from a computer, no more than 1.5 feet. But when you read, you're like really close, right? Like this. And then you have distance sight when you're driving or walking around. So these glasses, they are supposed to kind of be an all-fit, all-purpose kind of glass. And that's kind of crazy. So, when I get these glasses and I put them on, and one day I come into the show and you see me looking like this, it's because the glasses messed my eyeballs up. And when your eyeballs get messed up, your mouth has to get messed up at the same time. Otherwise, they work hand in hand. So anytime you go cross-eyed, your mouth gets messed up. Watch. Yeah, you see? Yeah, it does that. Go cross-eyed and watch your mouth get messed up. It's weird. So I'm sitting here in Culver City, and right across from the freeway here, the 405 freeway, and that's like crossing the Rio Grande. That's like crossing the Great Wall of China. That's like crossing the Grand Canyon. It is impossible to get over the 405 freeway in any amount of time that's worthy of good travel. You get stuck at lights, and there's so many cars. Check it out. Look at all the cars out here. This is just on the street. Look at that, guys. There's cars everywhere. I'm going under the freeway now, the 405 freeway. There's just cars everywhere. I mean, it's an unbelievable thing. If you've ever traveled in Los Angeles, don't come back and travel anymore. Please. I was just thinking, all these kids in junior high school or middle school, and all these kids in high school, they're all going to be getting their licenses pretty soon. And they're all going to start driving. I mean, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. It's going to get to the point that you could walk to your destination and get there faster. Driving is almost, it's not a pleasure anymore. It used to be, that you would drive in California. It was such a pleasure with the weather and the ocean and the mountains, and it was a pleasant drive because the weather is pleasant and the skies are blue. But I'll tell you, it is such a pain to drive today. It just kind of makes you not want to drive. And what used to take 20 minutes to go from point A to point B now takes, 2 hours. Yeah, I'm turning here. Hope nobody crashes into me. Yes, Instagram, you guys are the guys that are getting all the action here. But, all right, so we're pulling into the studios of the powervoices.com and AVTV Live in your digital broadcasting TV network. And I'm parking. Yes, the Gray Ghost is parking. And so I'm about ready to jump out of here and go inside here. I do have to put my glasses on, though. Otherwise, I won't be able to see what I need to get here. All right. Okay. All right, so we're kind of packing up stuff. I think I can just leave that there for right now. Got to grab my other case, and then we'll be inside here in a second. And the show will continue. I'm going to kind of walk in here. We haven't done this. We haven't done this kind of transition in a little while. It's been a while since we did this, but I just had no choice because I just got tied up, and sometimes that happens. And there, by the grace of God, go I. What a beautiful day in Southern California, though it is. It's absolutely gorgeous out here today. It's going to be a great beach and fun time at the mountains or the rivers or the beaches here this weekend. In fact, this weekend, on Saturday, we're going to be broadcasting live. Dan the Man, the Road Dog King, and I, and TLC Unleashed, we're going to be hooking up over at this event, which covers human trafficking, raises money for human trafficking. And everybody knows I'm the coalition director for CAUT, the Coalition Against Human Trafficking here in Los Angeles, for almost 10 years now. And we were successful in cleaning up a very bad area in the Northeast San Fernando Valley. So we're going to be out there. They're raising money for different organizations. So we're going to be out there broadcasting live. Supposed to be a lot of Hollywoodites, a lot of celebrities and stars. And that's what we hope that they will be out there in groves, and of course then we will be bringing that to you live and all the fun and festivities, and hopefully I won't get caught eating too much of their free food. Because sometimes at these events they got free food that they serve us, and I try to sneak a bag and take it home. That's what I try to do, because I got to take care of my guy Lee with some food every now and then. Should I turn off now? Okay. Turn this off. I can get done.
Done with that one? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys here. All right. So that's going to go away. I just turned it off.
Yeah, you're on.
Okay. Why am I still on here? I shouldn't.
Skype. It doesn't matter. Just
you're on
the camera here now.
Okay, so I can get rid of this, right?
Sure.
I
Throw it on the floor.
I could switch this over.
Step on it.
You are such a destructive man.
It's worthless.
Come on, these are Note 5s and Note 4s, man. These are great phones.
Yeah, they are, but you don't need them right now. You're on camera.
So, I'm tired.
You don't need that either.
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Because there's a couple things I want to talk about in reference to. I got reference material. I actually did do some homework at home.
Let me have your phone that has Periscope on it.
That's what I'm giving you right now. Except the battery just went dead.
I'll plug it in.
Oh, okay. Where did I put the phone? Oh, it's in my bag. You see, folks, if it wasn't for Lee, I would be lost. I really would be. Can you imagine if I was Moses leading the flock behind me? Here we go.
No, I can't imagine.
You know, I would lead them to someplace walking in the wilderness. Do you think that there truly is a God, Lee? Or do you think?
Interesting you should bring that up, because I was having not a conversation about God on my show, but about dying and whether or not you go somewhere else, or is it just?
Do you think we do?
The end of the line. I think it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else after we die.
Our ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Our bodies decompose and go back into the earth.
It's over.
And did you know that there is a? Why do I have these headphones in here?
I don't know.
I'm going to put these ones on because they're bigger.
Definitely.
And I like to have big headphones on. That's what you got headphones on. I got to have headphones.
Be like me, huh?
Hey, why not? But, you know, you're not the brown beauty on duty, baby.
Oh, I'm the original brown beauty.
You can't even say it.
Duty.
You mean brown booty.
No, that too.
You got a brown booty on duty, baby. That's right. I'm the brown beauty. Looking for some sweet and hot tutti, fruity, baby. Not tutti fruities, but anyway. Okay, so yeah, I think that there was a scientist about maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago now. It's been a while. I'll have to pull up that article. It was fascinating. They were trying to take their microscopes and go down. What's that there?
That's Periscope.
Okay, so are we on Periscope?
Yeah, you see it right there.
But are we doing the Periscope through the system?
Yeah.
Or through my phone?
No,
Okay.
through the system.
That's amazing, man.
I know, man. It's cool, man.
Boy, after yesterday's show, it's kind of like, quiet in here.
Yeah, well, you had a fleet of characters.
My gosh.
Yeah.
I watched that show yesterday again, and we were all over the place.
Yeah.
But it was cool because I felt like I was in somebody's, backyard barbecue.
Right.
Just kind of talking the talk. Next week on Roundup Wound Up, I'm going to bring in another cast of characters. Of course, Dan the Man, the Road Dog King. He's a regular stable factor.
Definitely. He's so quick with that crazy,
I know. I have 38 years working for the DA of the county of Los Angeles. I guess you're getting kind of crazy, right? There's nothing you haven't seen. How come I can't get this thing to turn around? I'm trying to. This is like live stream. Why is this not working? Come on, live stream.
Did you pay the bill?
Oh no, I'm not paying bills.
Well, they charge now. It's no more free, right?
Yeah, that was really a bummer, man.
Well, that's probably
they got
why
me
it's
yesterday on that. It was working forever.
I know.
I mean, really forever.
I don't know how you were able to do it, because I tried to log in and
they got you right from the beginning, right?
Yeah, they just rejected me from day one. I guess they said, Lee, come on.
You're too smart.
You know better than this. We'll let your boy go for a little while.
Yeah,
we'll slap him and knock him out in a minute.
Yeah, right when I needed it.
Yeah,
right
right
when I talk about it and everything.
Yeah,
but I don't think they did this experiment. So these great scientists that study this stuff, they were able to take with these sophisticated microscopes, and they were able to see the actual sperm. Those little wiggly guys, right? Right. And they were actually able to see when the one sperm was successful and broke through the egg. And,
nice.
And, oh, yeah, that guy was like, oh, man.
Did he have a helmet on?
I don't know what the heck. I think he probably had something. He's probably known as the original shark.
Yeah. He had one of those spike helmets on.
He had something going on, man. I mean, because all those other guys didn't make it, right? But he's a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy had it.
First, you got to swim up to the egg.
Yeah.
And I guess, maybe there was a fight or two along the way.
I think some of those sperm guys are fighting, man.
Yeah.
I really believe that they're fighting. They're like, it's like roller derby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you remember old roller derby, they would bang into each other,
get to the head of the line.
And then the little speedster would be whipped out there, right? And they'd get banged and clotheslined. And I loved roller derby.
So I think when you were in the process of becoming who you are, and the sperm was swimming upstream to get to the egg.
Yes.
I think you got beat up along the way. By the time you got to the egg, you was slightly
Really? Come on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I don't think the whole sperm got there.
I think only like half of it. Right?
Maybe about 42%.
So when Grandpa T's sperm got up into Grandma T's egg, right? Mm-hmm. Grandpa T's sperm was looking like this. Beat up, right?
Yeah, he was jacked up. He'd been stepped on a few times, kicked around. So he got up there. He says, "Oh man, I made it!
I made it! Oh Lord, help me! Right? Lord, help me!"
Yeah, but he left some of the better parts behind.
Gee, thanks, Lee. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, man.
Now we're gonna have all the lifers pissed off.
Oh, they were going to be pissed off. Yes.
And you sit there making these distorted faces.
Like this?
Yeah. See, I had nothing to do with that. That's his distorted imagination.
Right. Jeez.
Oh, God. Okay.
So,
peace be with you, brother.
Yes, thank you very much. Right? Okay, yes. All right, so I'm glad I brought my bulletproof vest.
You might need it.
There was a time when the riots were here in Los Angeles, the Rodney King riots, when they were
I was here.
Reginald Denny got himself ripped out of. I never understood how a guy driving an 18-wheel double dump truck stopped in the middle of the road and let some little scrawny kid rip him out of the stupid truck and beat him down with a brick. Just start the truck up and run his ass over.
That's what I would have done.
What? That's like a 20,000-pound truck.
Yeah. There would have been some road tracks, wheel tracks on those suckers.
I never understood that.
With me.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
That's the first thing when I saw him getting dragged out of the truck and beat down with the brick.
That was horrible.
It was horrible. But the first thing that jumped into my head is, what did he just let him drag him out of the truck? And why didn't he just start the truck up and drive?
I know.
See, that's what fear and panic does to you.
Yeah.
It makes you stop doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so I was working at KGLH at the time.
I was there. I was working there.
Well, you had gone.
No, I was there that day.
Were you there that day?
I was there. I was standing in the newsroom with Carl Nelson. We were watching that very scene on the TV, and I said, "Carl, let's go on the air now." We went wall to wall.
Was Frankie doing afternoons?
Who was doing afternoons?
Frankie Ross. I worked during the Frankie Ross times. I think that was just after you left.
I don't remember who was doing what shift at this point, but we had launched the Front Page show.
Yeah, I remember the Front Page show. And I was on the Front Page show at late at night. Yeah. Carl Nelson wanted me to be on that because I was going to law school at the time.
Yeah.
Well, I
was there that day.
Then how long after was that when you left? It was pretty short while after that. You weren't there for too much longer, were you?
I don't remember. Maybe few months, 6 months, something like that.
See, you and I never worked together. I came in right after you.
I would have never hired you.
Yes, you would have.
No. You had a smoking trail. By that time, you had already worked at 62 out of the 72 stations in the Los Angeles market. So, I don't think so.
Come on, man. Come on, you would have hired me.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe to drive the van.
Gee, I'd be demoted to van driver?
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm glad you got your ass fired then. Jesus. Stevie Wonder, thank you very much. Thank you, Stevie.
Yeah, well, the station hasn't done well since I left, so it's the way it goes.
Yeah, well. I was there for about, on and off for about 3 years.
Yeah?
Through my law school experience.
You left and came back and left and came back kind of thing?
Well, Frankie hired me, and Frankie was the PD for about 3 years. And then when he left, I got fired.
Yeah, I hired Frankie.
Frankie's over at the Wave right now.
Right.
Frankie's got a voice like this.
Yeah.
He's got one of those voices.
Then I hired him to come to BLS in New York.
But Frankie's a midget, though. I just don't know how a 3-foot man can have a voice like that.
Not. He's like 6'1", 6'2", you clown. Big guy.
He is a big guy.
Yeah.
I love Frankie.
Great guy.
Yeah, man. I used to do his shift all the time.
You did everybody's shift.
I did. I would do any shift.
Mm-hmm. That's the way I was, too.
So
Call
never.
me. I was the Minute Man.
That's what she said. Yeah. The Minute
She's
Man.
still saying that.
God bless you, man. At least
all
you
I
got
need.
somebody to say that.
No, I don't. That was once upon a time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we all had that once upon a time. Anyhow, so there's no correlation between KGLH and sperm. Okay, so
no. Well, probably not.
But nevertheless, these scientists, they did this experiment, and what they found was this: when the sperm actually cracks the egg and they consummate for the first time, they actually touch each other and
right.
they become one. And then, we all see that picture where the cell splits and splits and splits and splits, and
right.
that's how humans are made, right? But at that moment, that first moment that lucky little speedster gets in there and touches the egg, that moment, for the first time about 3 years ago, they saw what happens. And that's what they were looking for. They wanted to know what happened when those two entities
Is that
touched.
like a second orgasm?
No, it does. You don't feel it. The people don't feel it.
I know that. I mean,
but what happens?
That process.
No, this is interesting.
How do you know what it feels?
It's not a feeling. It's what they were able to observe with the technology today. For the first time, they were able to observe that moment.
Yeah.
Right. That moment, and it's really fast. It's micro fast.
Okay.
I mean, we can't see it with our eye.
Yeah.
Even microscopes can't see it. It's special kind. It's one of those splitting of the atom type things,
okay.
right? All right. Boom. A flash of light happens.
Really?
Yeah. A flash, an energy. Boom.
Really?
It literally is like
a spark.
A spark. Literally. Like
so you think the sperm is saying,
"Oh my God!" Or the egg is going, "Oh, you! Oh, not you!
Oh, no! That Jesse guy again."
Yeah, that's right, man. I was knocking on everybody's door. Oh, I just got myself in trouble.
Oh, dead man walking. The last mile.
So,
see, you got to understand something.
What,
Jesse? You obviously did not read the man manual. There's certain things you'd never say. I think that's number 12 in the man manual.
No, I never read the man manual.
Well, that's why your ass is always in trouble.
I read 4,500 other books, but not the man manual.
You got to read that first, man.
Yeah, I do get myself in a lot of thunder. Yeah.
I can imagine.
But what I'm really good at?
What?
Talking my way out.
Oh, backpedaling.
Okay, so they got this flash of light.
Right.
So, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Our corporeal bodies fall apart, decompose back into the earth, where we came from. We are all really space creatures because Earth is flying through space.
Okay.
So we're really all just aliens flying through space. If you want to look at it from the big picture, we're space creatures. The Earth was made of the minerals of space colliding, coming together, the Big Bang, whatever you want to believe in. It came together over 5 billion years. Okay. So we're there. But that spark is interesting because that spark, I believe, that's where God lies. Now, we say God because we don't have any other word that can explain what God is. Mankind creates words so that they can explain the best way they can for things that they don't understand.
Right.
Okay, so the omnipotent one, the forever
nice
one,
word.
Okay, the one that's here beyond forever, and forever is even a word that you can comprehend, because that's just a word that we created to understand that infinite never stops. But nevertheless, that energy, that spark, that's where God lies, or that's where life lies. That's where the spirit, that's where the soul, the spirit, that spark, that energy, that boom, that jump starts like a battery in a car, right? Boom, right? That jump starts that, and when you die, that spark fades because your body fades. But I believe that energy, that energy aspect, that because we are electrical creatures,
right.
Everything is electricity in us. Everything is run by electricity of some sort. We create electricity, and when we die, the electricity stops. But that goes out back to the universe,
back into space,
back into our atmosphere, back into our Earth.
Do you think that spark relives?
That I don't know. I really don't know about that. But I just think that if you see, the reason why human beings create an afterlife is because in mythology and folklore of the 5 major religions, we can't believe that our time on the planet is just our time on the planet. There's got to be something more. And that was way before the Catholic Church or any of the church kind of theology. We believe, because we don't want to die. We don't want to cease to exist. Okay, that's built in. The tiger and the elephant and the Venus flytrap and the fly and the bamboo tree, they don't have that. Okay, their life.
Flytrap?
Yeah, the Venus flytrap.
Okay.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think that Venus flytrap has it?
I don't know. I just
threw that in there.
Yeah, I threw that in there.
There's a little extra fat.
Yeah, I always throw a little fat in there.
Okay,
right?
all right.
So
it's tasty.
Yeah, it is tasty.
Yeah.
Many a Venus flytrap has been very tasty to many flies. That's why they get caught in the Venus fly trap. It's called a trap for flies.
Yes.
And that's exactly what they eat.
Yeah.
They have sweetness.
They only eat flies?
Yeah, they only eat flies.
Really?
Yeah.
No bees?
No bees.
No?
Otherwise,
no hummingbirds?
It would be a hummingbird fly trap.
Well,
no, they don't. They open up. No, they open up.
Yeah.
And they're very racist.
Really?
Yeah.
They only like
flies.
Flies.
They don't like anything else.
Good.
They don't like mosquitoes. They don't like spiders. They like flies.
That's all they eat.
That's all they eat. Flies.
I never knew that. I knew it was
called
a fly trap.
And they're so beautiful to flies. Because they open up and they smell and taste and they look beautiful. In fact, you showed me a Venus flytrap the other day from your friend from Chicago. That was very interesting and appealing to some people out there who enjoy Venus flytraps. But these Venus flytraps have flies in them. They eat them. And so
they don't eat enough of them. I hate flies.
You know something?
That's the only thing I really hate.
I'll tell you what, my wife, right, Mama T, right, we went on vacation and the screen door was wrecked. And when I came back, the screen door was absolutely beautiful, the new screen on it and everything. I thought, well, maybe Grandpa T fixed the screen door. And so I called him, I didn't fix the screen door. Wow. So I was sitting and barbecuing one day and this fly kind of landed on my shoulder and said, aren't you going to thank me? I said, what? Why should I thank you? He goes, we fixed your screen door because we don't want Mama T's food.
Damn. You ever going home?
I did get myself in trouble again, didn't I? I don't mean to get in trouble. It's just a joke. Okay, so, all right. So that spark goes away back into the earth because it doesn't leave our atmosphere. Our atmosphere keeps the electromagnetic
How do you know
field.
those things?
I don't know that is, but
it's just
that
your theory.
That when I read that article, right, that there was actually an electrical spark or something at that moment where the egg and the sperm touch each other.
Right.
I said it was amazing to me because I thought, now I know why. Now I know why everybody likes those Transformer movies, because they talk about the spark of life. When they rip out that gadget in their souls, it's the spark, the spark of life, right? The spark, right? They talk about the spark. Well, think about this for a second, in a weird kind of way. They talk about the spark, but everybody likes the Transformer movies. I don't know, 6, 8, 9 of them they've done now, or whatever they are.
Right. I've never seen one of them.
After you've seen one, you've seen 6 or 8 or 9. They're all the same. Okay. Right. But they talk about this spark. Well, that radiates back to who we are. We have a spark. So we relate to that on an unconscious level.
So when some sperms get up to the egg and it bounces off, it doesn't penetrate through the
no spark.
Right.
No spark.
Yeah. Dead.
No spark.
Yeah.
It dies there in no man's land.
Right.
It's like friggin' World War I. Dude, once they get past the trench warfare and they're crossing no man's land, they're on their own. Sometimes they get rejected.
Didn't have that spark.
Didn't have
cut through.
Didn't have that spark. Spark. And so that's what I think happens at the end of life. Because you see, people honestly believe that they have visions of their parents or their loved ones that have passed away later on in life, that they feel like they're being watched, or they feel like they're still close to their parents, or they see ghosts, or they caught the abnormal sciences. I can't remember. It's not, that guy George Norrie on Coast to Coast does a lot of this kind of stuff.
Right.
And but a lot of people believe in that. Even religion believes in that, because you believe in many religions that the ancient indigenous people believe that they could access their ancestors through their spirituality of the planet and the earth, and these apparitions that they see after they smoke too much peyote, right, or whatever. Right. The Chinese believe that. The Jewish people believe that. Christians believe that. Islamic people, Muslims believe that. Hindus have like 10,000 million prophets. Buddhists believe that energy comes from your ancestors, and Taoists, all these. So that spark, I don't think leaves the planet. I think it stays in the planet. I don't know if it comes back. The reincarnation thing from India and that kind of stuff, I don't know about that. I see
the reason I don't think it. I think when you die, it's over, it's done.
Right.
There's nothing else after that.
Right.
Because I think if there was spirits, if you want to call it spirits, that are out there, I would have won the lottery by now. Because I've asked all of them to, hey, hook me up, man. Come on,
Well, absolutely. Why don't they want you to do good?
Yeah.
Why are they always scaring the crap out of us?
Well, they're not even doing that to me. I just, they're
not helping you.
No.
Have you ever thought that maybe your spirits don't like you?
That could be. Maybe that's it.
Maybe they just figure that.
I've been begging. I haven't just made a couple of requests.
You've been down on your knees begging.
If they're out there, they're not paying me any attention. Or they're saying, well, no, dog, you're asking for the wrong stuff.
You are.
Maybe that's it. I don't know, but that's... So, listen.
Look, if God is the same concept, I mean, really? God wants to allow children to be mutilated and killed? Really? God wants to have a death and hunger and disease? Really? God wants to have tornadoes and storms and tsunamis and radiation and murdering and killing? Really? Is that for his or her or its enjoyment? If that's enjoyment, man, give me an AK-47 and a scope and let me go hunting. I mean, seriously, for God, because that's not the kind of God.
I think God has given up on us.
I don't think that. That's why I don't believe in the God concept the way the concept has been created for us to believe in.
Yeah.
I believe that there's an energy in the universe because the universe is consistently growing at 14 billion years out now. It's like every 5 years they figure it's in 20 billion. It's expanding and obviously the stars are banging into each other and creating galaxies. That stuff is provable. That's science. But this omnipotent one, this one that knows everything and says over here. Well, what about aliens? And I'm not talking about the ones that come over here illegal. I'm talking about the ones that are supposed to land here from spaceships in the third dimension. They say there's like 27 dimensions now of layered universe concept. What about, is God the same way to them that God is to us? Right?
I believe that there have been other beings, if you want to call them, that have been here and they're never going to come back. They came here, they created some energy, some life or whatever, maybe the pyramids and those kind of things. And humans have screwed up everything. We have destroyed everything that's been available to us. And I think they're just sitting up there in space saying, man, those freaking earthlings, they don't want to get along.
There's a whole reality about that when you start looking into like the Sumerian tablets that they found in the 1920s up in Samaria, which basically is where Turkey and Afghanistan and Syria, that was the Assyrian Empire. And essentially, the Sumerian tablets say that there was an ancient, one interpretation of it from Zachariah Stitchkin says that he studied this his whole life. There's opposite thoughts about that, but says that there was a being that came here called Anunnakis, and they came here 500,000 years ago, primarily to steal some of our natural resources or take our natural resources, and they had been doing that from planet to planet for eons. And the reason is because their planet needed gold in their atmosphere to keep their sun from harming them. Okay? And so they found a bunch of creatures here already on planet Earth, gene spliced with them over several 100,000 years trying to figure out the right combination, found the right slave worker, put them to work, and then had a lot of challenges with that and a lot of problems and issues, and eventually went away, and the Great Flood was an attempt to kill all of the ones that they created on the planet Earth. And there's that concept, okay? Now, whether you believe that or not, it's much more detailed than that. It's just one part of it. Yeah. But if you believe that the creatures have come here before, my computer it's not reload. I can't. What's going on here?
Do you have the internet connected?
It should be. Are we doing something different here? Do we have another code?
No.
Because there's a specific thing that I wanted to bring up here about that. Eisenhower supposedly was supposed to have met 3 aliens during his presidency that visited him. Eisenhower and the top secret papers that have been released through the Freedom of Information Act, with Eisenhower talking about to his colleagues about these alien encounters that they have had. No, I'm not going on. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, check your internet connection, see if it's. Do you have one?
Well, yeah. This is just my.
Yeah, but come on, Jesse.
What are we, TWC?
No.
Oh. No wonder I'm not going on.
Seesaw.
No, yeah, what's going on? Why did it change from? Why do things happen like that?
I don't know, Jesse. It's just
it's just
Jesse T-ism.
It is. I do.
Here, why don't you plug in the Cat 5?
Oh, really? I didn't know you had a Cat 5 here.
Oh, of course.
Oh, I don't have a Cat 5 hookup. This is a MacBook, man. Come on.
It doesn't have a Cat 5?
No.
Get out of here.
No, I have to have an adapter for that.
See, that's why I don't use Apple products.
Why
they screw up everything. How can you not have a Cat 5 plug-in?
I do. It's an adapter.
Yeah, but why? Why do you have to have a doggone adapter? Just build it into the computer like everybody else. Come on.
Look,
that's how they take the advantage of you. Because now you got to pay, $98 for the adapter?
Oh, it's probably something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we, DSW?
Yeah.
5G, right?
Yes.
Wow. It works now.
It's amazing.
It's an amazing thing.
I don't know why it didn't pick that up automatically.
I know. That's the weird thing.
Because it's an Apple.
Look, I was a PC guy for a long time until I turned into an Apple guy.
I'll be a PC guy till I die.
I love apples.
You got them.
I love cherries,
I
too.
feed an apple a day to my PC. To keep the
No, come on, no. Apples are great for certain things.
Yeah, garbage disposals.
Nah, come on, man. No. They're great computers.
Yeah, you got it. Why are you having trouble getting on the internet?
I'm not. I'm here right now.
Yeah.
It's just
wasn't smart enough to detect.
You changed something.
I did
when I walked in the door. I'm going to get Jesse T today. That's right.
I wouldn't do that. That's too easy.
What are you saying? I'm easy?
Yeah, that's a softball. Come on. I can get you every 15 minutes.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, you're easy, Jesse. When it comes to technology.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't get it, man.
I do get it.
No, you don't get it. No, you don't.
Okay, check this out. This is a story I want to talk about these aliens, right?
Okay.
Now, we know that the United States government and all governments, they don't tell their people anything.
Yeah, I want to go to Area 51?
Oh, no, that's a distraction.
Yeah.
That area.
It's not real?
No, it's real, but that's an area that they use as a distraction, like a magician.
Yeah.
There's Area 47.
47 is
which is farther up north in Nevada that nobody talks about. Area 41 that nobody talks about. That's where the stuff is at. See, 51 they gave us something to look at and gave us something to go
focus in on.
Yeah, on the top of the mountain peak,
but
47 miles.
41 is
those are the real
joke.
ones. The 51 was.
What's in there?
Oh man, they got everything in there. They got all kinds of crazy stuff in there. That's where they're supposed to have the alien technology and the ships and reptilians and all that stuff. There's a lot of nutcakes out there that they're absolute. Now I'm not absolute on this, but it's just food for thought. Because if we are in fact visited by alien creatures 500,000 years ago, then why aren't they visiting us now? Who's holding them back from integrating into our society, or why?
I think they have.
I think they've been here. I think they're here right now.
I think you're one of them.
I think you're one of them.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm normal.
No. Look at. My father is a friggin' Anunnaki. Okay.
He probably is.
No, he is. You don't understand. My Grandpa T, I've seen him do things that no man.
Your father or your grandfather?
Well, we call him Grandpa T because my kids, but my father.
Okay.
Right? Grandpa T.
Yeah.
All right. I've seen him do things that no man could do.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Really?
And one of the tragedies of his life was when my mom died of Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and he carries this guilt that he wasn't able to help her. He wasn't able to heal her.
Yeah.
Oh no, this man had healing hands. You've heard of old wives' tales of men and women that, especially women that have the healing touch, healing hands, real healing hands.
Oh yeah, I've met a couple of them.
Yeah, they can. My father was that guy. I've seen him do stuff that his intellect. He used to piss me off when I was going to law school. Because I'd be stuck down in a quagmire of how to write this brief, right? When utilizing the law that I was learning, right, or whatever. And I'd go to my dad and I'd say, "Let me run this case by you." So I'd read him the case, and I said, "Now I got to put some law to this, and this is the laws that I have to use." So I told him the the 4 or 5 different laws that I had to use in writing this brief for this case. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I got stuck down and read him what I wrote, whatever. I go, what do you think? He goes, no, you got to do it this way, right? Utilizing the law, but speaking in his own terms. And I'd rewrite the whole thing. I'd take copious notes, right? And in the beginning, I'd say, come on. He's not a lawyer. He didn't read any. Come on, right? So I'd write it my way. And then I would get the paper back, and it would be like a D. Right? So I learned. I said, so the next one, I'm gonna write it that way. So I wrote it that way, and I get the paper back, it'd be a friggin' A. It's just, and he did. He didn't study. I'm studying 80 hours a week to get this stuff through my brick head. Right. Staying up all night studying.
And he never studied.
Never studied.
Just knew it.
He just 3 years of law school. That's what happened. I would go to him when I got stuck, and I've seen him do things. He's not from this world. He's an alien. I swear. Well, he has a Sumerian line. You know what a Sumerian line is?
No.
See, you have 3 lines on
Right.
both your hands. Everybody does. You see, everybody has 3 lines on their hands.
Right.
Right? And none of your 3 lines go completely across the palms of your hands. They might go almost, like this one here almost goes, or this one here almost goes all the way across. But you've got 3 lines. The lifeline, which is this one here on the thumb, right here, this one right here, that's the lifeline on the right hand. That might go from one side of your finger down, but I'm talking straight across, okay? My father, on both of his hands, has a line that starts right here and goes straight across, and right here, and goes straight across. Now, I've made a habit out of my life ever since I was a teenager. When my mother told me this, I made a habit to look at everybody's hands when I shake their hands, or a woman's hands or man's hands. I have never once. I've been through a lot of people. I have never.
Have you ever checked out my hands?
Yeah, let me check out your hands.
I can't.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen your hands. You don't have a Sumerian line.
I think I do.
No, you don't. No, it's a straight line.
Yeah.
Straight across. Let me see. Nope. No. See, you got lines.
This one?
Yeah, but I'm talking straight across, all the way from one end of the hand, all the way across. From here, look at, from here all the way to here.
Oh, okay.
Straight line.
Across. No.
Straight across.
No, I don't have a straight.
No, you have lines like all normal people.
Mm-hmm.
We all have those 3 lines.
You have 4. Yours looks more like a puppy dog paw.
So anyhow, he's a friggin' alien. So look at so this guy, his name is Phil Schneider. He's dead. They whacked him. They killed him. Phil Schneider was a guy who worked in drilling holes, okay, with those big subway type machines that drill the holes, the tunnels underground. Mm-hmm. And he worked on the nuclear powered tunnel builder that the United States military has. And what they do is they go in and they drill these cavernous holes and tunnels under the ground, and they put the secret military bases there to protect our gold and our silver and our documents. And when the world blows up, the elites are going to go there in the whole 9 yards. All right. You've heard me talk about that before. So this guy, Phil Schneider, he decided that he wanted to be a whistleblower. And so he went out way before the internet. He went out and started lecturing all across the country about what happened to him. And he says, and he worked for the government for 20 years. This was a legitimate dude. This wasn't just some freaky weird dude that took too much LSD in 1964. All right. This guy was a contractor with this machine. And he said that what happened to him was they broke down into this area at about 3,000 to 4,000 feet underground. Mm-hmm. Okay, and when they broke through this, they broke into this area. It was a cavernous, huge underground cavern. Like if you've ever been to Carlsbad Canyon I believe it's in New Mexico, Carlsbad Canyon, and Carlsbad Caverns, caves. You go down in there, and it's an amazing thing. Carlsbad, you got to go there. The bats come out every night. I mean, millions of bats come out, and then they go back in after they feed. And it's enormous. They turn the lights off when you're down in this cave just to show you how dark it is. It's unbelievable. It's a natural cave, and it's the size of a football field, a natural underground cavern. Okay, it's just amazing. Anyway,
is there water in there?
At one time there was, but not anymore. And I carved it out, and it's for a billion years it's been like it is. It's just an amazing thing. If you're claustrophobic, don't go in there because you'll freak out. Okay, so he said that they drilled this big drill. They were drilling out this giant million acre, million square foot cavern, and they broke into this wall, this rock, and on the other side was a cavern that was bigger, and there were reptilians from an alien race. Reptilians, people that look like reptiles, but they stand up like humans.
Really,
reptilians, and they had a battle. The military and them had a battle, a fierce battle, and he got shot by one of the reptilian weapons. He shows a scar. It's a weird-looking scar. You can catch him on the internet. He's dead now. They killed him. And
who killed him?
The government.
Yeah.
They whacked. They tried to kill him a dozen times and missed.
Really?
Yeah. He was on their hit list, and so
he should have joined the reptilians.
Well, the problem was reptilians are bad. They're very bad. Okay, and that's where they lived, way deep, and they do come up. Now,
are they still around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he went on the talk show circuit and wrote papers on, and had all the diagrams and everything, and no one ever refuted him from the government. No one ever said, "Oh, he's a liar. He's a kook." No one ever said any of this. But they tried to kill him a whole bunch of times. They finally got him walking out. They put a bullet in his head and shot him. All right. So, and that was in the 1980s.
Really?
Yeah. He'd been dead 30 years. But he said that there were reptilians. So if you think about aliens that have come to this planet before, that probably is most likely. But why have we not had contact with them? Well, I propose that we have. They just aren't releasing it. I believe that they're here today. I believe that there's gene splicing. I believe that they're a part of our society to some degree. I also believe that.
So we have a friendly relationship with
some of them. We do, and some of them we don't.
Okay.
You know, some are good and some are bad, and at least that's what when you start talking and looking at all these different people that are so-called specialists in these areas, you start listening to them, you get little pieces of information that you can believe. Some of the stuff it's just way too far out there, but little pieces of it, you put it together. Yeah, why not? But why can't we find them now? Why? Well, one, the government doesn't want to release it, but why not? Why aren't they just coming out and exposing themselves? There's a scientist out there that proposes a theory. It's called the Ferris paradox. And the Ferris paradox basically says this. It says this. It says that the reason why alien life from outside our galaxy or wherever hasn't really exposed itself to the public of the world is because human beings are at the last stage of their existence. There's no need.
We wouldn't understand anyway, probably.
That's his paradox. It's a paradox.
Right.
They could save us, but why should they? There's no need. We're at the last stages.
Kill each other off.
Yeah, we're at the last stages of our existence. Now, whatever that means, doesn't mean one day. It doesn't mean 100,000 years.
1,000 years, and maybe that's not a long time,
right? In
to them,
galactic time,
right?
But the Ferris paradox says, and this guy's a well-established genealogist, a scientist. He's not a kook. This guy writes, he's a PhD 5 times, and it's like Einstein, right? That's his paradox. Why should they? There's no reason.
You should have him on your show.
I'm trying to get some of these characters.
Yeah.
A guy I would really love to talk to would be Jordan Maxwell, and we're getting close to getting him. I might have to give him a little bit of money, but Jordan Maxwell talks about. He's fascinating. He's like the godfather of all this stuff. He's about 85 or 90 years old now, and he's been around for 60 years talking about this stuff. And Jordan Maxwell basically, one of the things, maritime law. One concept. When you get a birth certificate, we all get birth certificates. Well, that birth certificate is registered on the New York Stock Exchange. It's a registered number. Automatically happens. Okay, so birth certificate. Okay, well, what is the concept of a birth certificate that gets registered, and where do you come from when you are born? You come from water. Okay, the umbilical sac, the umbilical cord, and the womb is water. You are developed in this sack of water. So when a woman breaks her water, right, and you are born, you're coming from a water world into a land-based world. So you get a birth certificate, which is registered with the New York Stock Exchange. It's on your birth certificate, okay? It's registered with the New York Stock Exchange. It's a series of numbers.
So why do I have to go through a whole lot of hoops to get my business listed on the stock exchange?
Because
I'm already there.
No, because you're there because you are a commodity, and so am I.
Right. So
we are slaves.
Certificate?
We are slaves to the owner, the elite. And here's why. Here's where the concept comes from. It comes from when a sailing ship traversed the oceans of the world and brought goods and products to someplace else. They were bringing those goods and products on a ship on water, and when you came up to the harbor, before you could take the products off the ship and bring them from water to land, you had to get a berth. A berth for a ship is where a ship docks.
Okay. Yes.
And a certificate is for the goods and products that are coming off the ship.
Right.
Birth certificate, and gets registered. So we as humans are all registered on the New York Stock Exchange. Somebody owns us. It's a very interesting concept. It really is. And it just goes on and on and on. It's unbelievable how what we don't know why things are the way they are. You know why you can't go past the bar in a courtroom? The audience is on this side, the lawyers on this side. You won't, and that's called the bar. You know why you can't go past the bar? Right. Because on a ship, until the commander, who's a servicer of the king, who's appointed by the king, until the commander raises the bar on the ship, nothing can come on, nothing can go off. Is that blows your mind?
Yeah.
Jordan Maxwell. Anyway, hey, this show was just kind of a great fun show, a collage of a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I don't think we got anything resolved, but it was sure a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, we did. A lot resolved.
Hey, the Jesse T Show every Monday through Friday right here at 5 to 6. And, of course, we're on there and everywhere. The world, according to Torero. Now you're straight on the point. And we'll talk to you next week. Check out the show tomorrow. Road tripping, baby. Saturday night. The Brown Beauty is off duty. See ya.